Hey there, glitter groupies and video kit club members. It's Demo Donna here, and this is the May video kit club. You know what they say, April showers bring May flowers. And in this month's video kit club, we are going to be working with this beautiful stamp set, Pocket Full of Posies. And we are also going to be sending you the entire watercolor set. And this is the Brilliantly Vibrant by Nuvo. You get 12 gorgeous watercolor pencils, and you also are going to be receiving the Dream die by Tonic Studios and the brand new Daydreaming Microfine Glitter by Sparkle and Sprinkle. And the card we are going to be making is this beautiful watercolor card. So I'm going to be teaching you a couple different watercolor techniques. So please comment below if you have any questions. I look forward to reading all of your guys' comments, and even if you just want to say hi. And don't forget to like and subscribe to Sparkle and Sprinkle. Thanks everybody. Enjoy. All right, here is our watercolor dream card using the Pocket Full of Posies, the amazing watercolor set by Nuvo, which I cannot wait to show you guys. All right, so to get started, we are going to be taking our 4x4 watercolor paper, and you're going to get 2 sheets in your kit. So if you've never used watercolor pencils before, it's okay, you can do this, and you've got extra paper to play around with. So you got this. All right, I'm going to take my little static free bag and just go right over that. This is our Pocket Full of Posies beautiful stamp set that we are going to be using, and this is by Boogaboo. And I really loved it because it's got these dark lines. So what you're gonna do though for this card is you're only gonna be using this portion of it. So you can use obviously your stamp platform if you'd like. I am just gonna use this block because then you get a nice tight close-up version where if I use a stamp platform in videos I have to back up so you get the whole picture. But anywho, I stuck this on so everything under this grid line right here I don't want in my image. So I know to stamp it just from here up. So I'm gonna go ahead and ink it. I've got some VersaMark. I also love the clear mark. I'm gonna go ahead and ink that. And I'm just holding it to my side at this point just so I can see it. And if your 2 stamps overlap a little bit, it's okay. My first sample did, and you can't even tell. It looks completely intentional. So don't sweat the small stuff here. The coolest thing about watercolor anything is it always looks super artsy. So it's the whole point of the technique is not to be perfect. So what I'm doing now is I'm just trying to see where the light hits that and getting a visual. You can mark it with a pencil if you'd like, but I am just going to go right there to stamp my second one. And like I said, if it overlaps a little bit, c'est la vie. It's all right. Okay, we are gonna pour our white embossing powder. This does not come in your kit, but if you need a great white embossing powder, you can go ahead and order that on sparkleandsprinkle.net. I will attach the link in the comments. And there we go. There is our dry embossing powder. So next I'm going to go ahead and heat set that. And once you have completely heat set it, like I did here with your heat tool, make sure it is nice and dry. I am now going to be taking a little bit of water, and I am actually using the Nuvo Aqua Flow water brushes. I like the thicker 2 of the tips, and in order to get these open to put water in it, you have to take out that little yellow clip, that little yellow ring in there, unscrew it, take the ring out, screw it all the way back in so it punctures through the little vial in there, and then you can actually open up the base and fill it with water. So if you don't get that full empty vial when you unscrew it, you didn't puncture all the way through and take this part up with it. You'll see what I mean when you get them and you play with them. But anyways, these are great water brushes. If you have one handy, you can use that, whatever works for you. So I am just cleaning it because I've made a couple of these samples. What I'm gonna do first is I am just going to add a little water to my project here, and I am leaving some white space, but I am just doing a little bit of like a, you'll see it when it darkens up. All right, I'm going all over my flowers like so. Now, and by no means am I a watercolor expert, but for this first technique, I am going to be getting the color by just taking it from the tip of the brush, and then I'm just going to go and add it in. And now you'll be able to see where I went and wet my paper by where the color is. And you could do more or less. You can always blot off some of the color if it was too dark. And I like to do this technique over it so you get that little splatter, which I think looks really pretty. The cool thing too about watercolor, it dries a little matter. It's not as bright when it dries, which I think gives it that really kind of sultry look. Very sassy. Okay, next. And that first one that I just used, that color was African Violet. You're getting all these colors in your set, and basically there's one purple, so you don't have to go, wait, which purple was that? There's one dark blue, and this is beautiful. This is true blue. And I'm just creating like a sky background effect and throwing it on the ground. All right, there we go. Okay, a little bit more dark blue, and then I'm going to be using my favorite color, which is scuba blue, and to finish up all of it here. And I just wanted you to really see how beautiful and how simple it is to get these looks. So I've met a lot of people doing the scrapbook expos and trade shows over the years, and you know, some people are definitely a little intimidated by wet mediums, and there's really nothing to be afraid of. If you screw something up, you just start over and do it again. Like, the nice thing about watercolor too is I can go and pick this color up. Like, see how nice and easy? Now I can take my image and I can really pick up, because I want the insides to all be yellow of my flowers. So I'm just gonna pick that up. You can even take your bit of your paper towel, and I can go and get that color while it's still wet and just absorb it. So see how nice and easy that is? If you go too heavy on something, just pick it up. Like I said, by no means am I a watercolor expert. I just learn things as I go, and like you guys watch videos and incorporate different tips and techniques that I learned from my fellow crafters. So I've got my little skyline back there finished, and now I'm gonna work on my flowers. And I wanted to do more of like a burgundy color. So what I'm gonna do now is I am going to first take the one yellow in there, which is Spring Daffodil. And it's nice to keep this handy so you could see where the flowers are, because this is white on white. So there are 5 flowers total. And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna color in all the yellows. And I'm not even gonna add water to that. I'm just gonna leave that just like it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I got all of them there. And if you go over the lines, it's quite all right, because it's watercolor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I got all of them there. And now I'm gonna take my red and my dark purple, and that is how I'm gonna make the color for all my beautiful flowers. Now, like I said, when you first apply it, it's gonna seem much darker than when it dries. So you can blot up some of the color if it seems a little too dark for you, but remember, it is going to lighten up as it dries. So I'm going to go ahead and color in all of my flowers. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in some of the beautiful toffee apple. It really helps to know where the flowers are. There we go. And now I am just going to continue to be adding. And I know what you're thinking because I'm looking at it too going, okay, Donna, that's interesting. But the more color you add and the more you work it, the more it comes to life. So don't give up, keep going around. It's a work in progress until you're done. So you can continue to add more color and more volume, and that water really helps it give it that beautiful natural look. All right, here's my last flower for my first stamp out. I'm just gonna go in and darken some of this, like I said. Okay, once you've finished working out all of your flowers like I did, and you could see like I've got some bleeding here because my page was wet, and you can also take and clean your brush. If you've got some of your embossing powder that should be white and it has the watercolor on it, you can just go and wipe it off and that will become white again, which is nice. It comes right off, and you could just wet it with your brush and then dab it. And now next, what I'm going to do to clean up any of that little bit of bleeding is I'm going to take that beautiful scuba blue and just activate some of that color. And then I'm just gonna simply go around my flowers here. And so therefore, if you had any of that pink and purple color bleed out, you can go ahead and cover that right up with your scuba blue. Just like so. Little bit here and we will be good to go. Now, even though this is a water brush, I am not squeezing it over my paper here because I want to be in control on how much water is on my page. If this was a larger portion, I would do that and that would be fine. But because this is a small little spot, I want to make sure I am in control the whole time of the amount of water on my paper, on my watercolor paper here. Okay, that looks to be good. You can go and clean it up if you notice anything later, but that really makes your flowers pop, and that will dry and blend. Now next, I am just going to take the light green, which is lemongrass, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna color in all of my leaves, and I'm gonna just trace over all of these stems just over to the side a little bit, just to let that green pop. This lemongrass is a really beautiful color, and I really want to see some of that lemongrass color pop on my page here. So I'm just doing a little scribble over where I did my embossing. And I think I got it all. So there, I am done with my watercoloring. Now, if you want to go and you want to add a little bit more or anything else, you can do that. I really like the splatter look with the black. So what I did was I took my water brush, just rinsed it off, and then make sure it's nice and saturated. And then I just did a little, just like that. You can also do the edges. You can do larger splatters if you want. You can go ahead and trim the edge of your card here with the black. The black watercolor pencil is awesome because it is a nice dark black. If you want to darken up a color, you just need a tiny little bit. This is such a true black. It's gorgeous. All right, and now, there you go. Really cool, and like I said, I know if you've never done watercolor before, it might have been scary in the beginning, but there you have it. And next we're gonna be making our background paper, and I'm gonna show you two if you want to. Let's see here, we'll take these three. So I'm gonna be using my True Blue, my Coffee Apple, and my African Violet to make the background dream here. And you're gonna just simply be using your little extra piece that you cut off. So while that's drying, I am going to take my African Violet first and just go ahead and color all these guys in. You're gonna be doing such a thin die cut, so you don't have to be too particular here. And I am just going to, my tip is so thinned out from taking it that it's about to snap, so gotta be gentle with it. Okay, so now I'm gonna clean up my water brush and then just simply go and activate these colors. And then let that dry completely before you run it through your die cut machine. And that created a really pretty ombre. I had a lot more purple, so it wasn't very red. It was more like maroon. So I'm gonna go ahead and make that a little bit more maroon. Okay, so once that dries completely, like these guys, you can take your dream die and your thicker outline. So here is your dream die here, and this is Will's Hand Dream, and this is by Tonic Studios. Really love the size. You get 2 dies, and you're going to take the larger outline and you are going to die cut that on a piece of white cardstock, and then you're going to take the thin one, the detail, and you're gonna run that through on your beautiful background paper that you made. And then once you've done that, you've got this guy here. So what I went ahead and did is I took my Smooth Precision pen and I just did a lot of dots over the back here and then let that dry. So this is nice and tacky. I like adhering it when it's tacky because then I could really move it around and place it. Especially for these dies, that makes it really easy to position and then push down. So now my dream is complete. My dream is complete. So set that aside. I'm gonna clean up. I've got a little bit of black splatter, and we don't want that all over our card base. And I am using the Tonic Studios Craft Mat. All right, so now the fun part, we are going to be taking our brand new Daydreaming glitter, and this is a microfine glitter. And I'm going to take, this is nice and dry now, and this is 4x4 your watercolor, and the sticker paper is a 4 1/8 by 4 1/8, or you can cut it any size you want. Really have fun. You create a bunch of different techniques. We, on our Sparkle and Sprinkle Creative Challenge, you can go ahead and post what you make out of your Video Kit Club cards. So it's peel and stick the sticker paper. I peeled the backing off and I'm going to save that, so I'm going to use it now to go ahead and make sure that this is fully adhered. So I'm gonna go and push and make sure that is nice and stuck down before I add my glitter. I don't want my glitter seeping under the cardstock. So once you've done that, I'm gonna take my Dreamin microfine glitter, burnish that down. Take your glitter resist brush. This is a really beautiful color and it really goes well with your beautiful posies. Burnish that with your finger tool. Burnish. All right, before we adhere this on our card base, I am going to take my Smooth Precision pen again and add a couple glue drops. You can also pop this if you want to make it dimensional and add some dimensional adhesive to the back, a nice foam adhesive. We're gonna set that aside, let that dry. I'm gonna take my card front, which is hiding from me. Ah, whew, here we go. You know us crafty folk, we can barely find anything. Now, you can with this do a little border. I wanted this to look like a little photo, or like a little window. So that's why it's the 4x4 squared. So I'm going to peel off. I've got a little glitter on my Tear-ific tape backing. That's funny. I'm going to peel off. I put a little 1/2 inch of my Tear-ific tape. Okay, I love how I got my glitter everywhere. That never happens. That never happens. All right. Now I've got my cute little window. Set that on. All right, adhere your cute little window frame on your card. And this is a 5.5 by 4 1/4. And then now I'm gonna take my Dream and just go ahead and center it. You can obviously put this wherever you'd like. I liked it right in the center and then press that down. And now you have a beautiful dream card. These would make great graduation cards or just a little thinking of you. I hope you guys enjoyed this month's video kit club. Make sure you stay tuned to our Sparkle and Sprinkle YouTube channel so you can see all the awesome cards that our designers made with this fantastic stamp set and other great stamp releases coming out in May. Thanks so much, you guys. Have a fantastic May.